let's head into our first game. HawK versus TBC. Neo calls it the classic. Is that game really deserving of such a title? I would certainly say HawK is to be considered the favorite here. Now, the last time we saw HawK against Undead was at the Legendary Cup against Happy, where he didn't win the final, but he did make it to the final. So I would say HawK is looking in pretty decent shape at the moment. We saw it there in Berlin, but also he's practicing a lot on Netties, and he's streaming a hell of a lot himself on his own channel, on Twitch, and also on MTW's channel. He has really taken off, it seems like, with this new deal, with this new signing with MTW. Not only seems to his motivation to have increased, but also his performance to have benefited from all that has transpired the last couple of weeks. So, to make a long story short, I would be not too surprised if HawK shows up with a strong performance here and takes this.
That is what I feel like most people would be saying or are saying on paper. I would totally agree with you, but history shows that HawK kind of has a problem with TBC. I don't know why. They met at GCS Summer 2018. Granted, that is already a year ago, but that was offline, and we all thought, okay, HawK is gonna crush TBC after a glorious performance against Moon, just losing because of a simple mistake there. But TBC beat him 2-1. HawK got his revenge not too long ago, like a month ago, 5 weeks ago, in HawK Cup in the qualifiers. HawK won that match 2-0. That looks one-sided on paper, but these games were so crazy and so close and could have gotten the other way. But yeah, TBC is crazy. HawK on Netties, not the most consistent player, I think. So for me, it's kind of a 50-50 thing. We saw that in Amazonia, and this is quite hard for the human usually to expand, which is oftentimes the key to victory in this matchup. Starts with the laboratory creep spot, so not super greedy instant expo. On the other side, TBC with ghouls and the DK. We know what that means. Lightning shield creep.
And he gets it. And yeah, this is quite the specialty already. It's a ghoul opening. Something we only see here. The last hit. Oh, HawK did not get it. It was a light. Wait, did he get it? I'm not sure. He's got a lot of experience. He did get it, right? With a footy?
Wow.
The crazy man.
Don't 2.5.
The DK got 48 experience.
That's ridiculous.
That's nothing.
Oh my god. Like, are they assuming that TBC disked?
That would be so mean to have a regame now. This was like a perfect opening for HawK.
This is like a Twisted Meadows opening with Tome of Experience at the laboratory.
Yeah, this is like
the dream.
Basically level 3. So the footy definitely stole one of the last hits. I'm not 100% sure, but he may have even gotten 2. Wait. GG?
I think go.
Yeah, he just wants to go. Yeah. Okay, it's not he's not GGing out just yet, guys. Don't worry. Okay. But this is so bad. When you go ghoul opening, you want to have this fast start to level 2 with a lightning shield creep. You're delaying your tech for this, as it's coming in only now. I mean, it's still at a decent pace, but the DK is going to take this next green camp, and that's still not enough for level 3. This is
unbelievable,
absurdly bad.
For level 2,
basically level 3 with basically full mana as well, which means mass water elementals.
And he's luring out the creep, so no slow. Oh, he still tosses the boulder. What the hell? Maybe not.
I think he started attacking them before they were on their way back. You know?
Yeah, probably.
But it's still okay. Like, the ghouls are on their way, yes, but they don't have the aura. The DK is not with them. They're gonna arrive, but not in time for the rock gauntlet. Not in time for the level 3 AM. Before the 3K level 3 AM.
And that's level 3 here. Jesus.
And look at those water elementals. Hell yeah, baby.
And of course, the potion of greater mana. This is even more. Like, this is absolutely disastrous for TBC. He's not giving up. Not a reverse Infi. Finally getting level 2. Skeletons are about to die. There is plenty of damage to do here. But HawK, oh, HawK running into a surround, fighting his way through. How many kills can he get? This is a ghoul opening, man. He's losing another ghoul. He's losing another ghoul. These two water elementals are just carrying so hard. He's trying to get some damage onto this Archmage and into the economy, but I feel HawK is super fine.
Absolutely. Even if his AM drops super low and he has to TP, that's still okay. He lost 3 peasants But he killed like 4 ghouls or whatever it was. Okay, he's gonna lose another peasant. So, alright, economic damage is being done. But, I mean, the Expo's still gonna be coming up. With 3 water elementals here now, this is certainly gonna repel anything that's left. And it's only the DK that's left. And now the expansion will come up, so yes, that has been delayed. But considering how heavy of a ghoul investment this was early, still don't think this is good enough.
Yeah, he only has 4 ghouls remaining. For a ghoul opening, that's nothing. Teching
And
now.
the ghoul numbers are okay, but like, there's no fiends on the way. There's nothing else. He only can go ghouls.
Yeah.
If he takes a page out of Enter's book, maybe he would consider going like Panda now for more harass on tier 2. But he has nothing to back it up with. He has a couple of skeletons in the DK. Can't really bring the ghouls because he doesn't have that much lumber. I guess theoretically he could bring the ghouls, but there's water elementals here. There's gonna be a tower here. HawK is looking fine at the expansion. But, of course, his lumber is low, so the tech for HawK is still far away. So, there is opportunity for TBC to transition into something else. But cracking this base right now is not going to be a possibility.
And it's level 4. Like, we are 5 minutes 30 into this game. He
Double
gets
mantle
aura level
as
2.
well.
Double mantle for more damage and more mana. He still holds on to the greater potion. And that's level 4 for him. That might be the fastest level 4 I've ever seen on Amazonia.
He's got 35 intelligence, dude. Look at that region. He can spam water elemental almost on cooldown. Maybe he can even do it on cooldown. This is like so much pressure now with his elementals coming out. And against footies and elementals, fiends are pretty good with their focus fire potential. But he's got 1 fiend so far. Second one is coming right now, and the slaughterhouse cancel would be the perfect thing to get right now. Does he have the time?
Oh, he's using the big mana for the water elementals. He can summon like 3. And that is, or should be enough damage. He needs to commit to this. Oh, mass repair. More damage. Is it enough? Repair starts. Only 2 footmen remaining. HawK is trying his best, but I guess the repair is enough. Yeah, Nova coming in. These footmen will not survive and not bring any more damage. So the big consumable is gone. And the slaughterhouse is still alive. Of course, a lot of resources. In the end, it will delay the tier 3 tech, but the timing a little off for HawK.
Yeah, that was just like 50 HP or whatever it was. That was so close getting that slaughterhouse, and that would have changed everything. That would have changed the scope of this mid-game. Without statues, the Undead really can't be aggressive because the region is lacking. So, it was certainly the right call for HawK to try to go for that cancel, but just a smidge not enough. If he had claws instead of ring, this would have been a cancel.
True. I think there was also 1 footman at the expansion. If he brings in that 4th footman, maybe he cancels it as well. But yeah, that's a lot of what ifs here to talk about. Push is coming for TBC with the 1 ghoul, 2 fiends. Only 1 tower up, no masonry. And the Archmage is a little busy, so there's damage to be done here.
And here comes the statue, the ever so important statue gonna provide healing. If the statue wasn't here, this would all be basically unrepairable damage outside of coil, that is. I like the Shredder early. He can mass spam on those militia right now. He's gonna have easily enough lumber to sustain in the economy. And mass militia it is indeed. Shredder was considering coming over as well, but militia is enough for now to force the undead back. 1 water elemental continually attacking the statue. That's also very smart. Can't heal that. Well, the aura slowly over time, perhaps, I guess. But yeah, good control here by HawK. The Lich also dropping low. The DK only has so much mana. A little bit of damage here, a little bit of damage there. Spreading it so that 1 coil can't just deal with everything.
Yeah, I like the SimCity at HawK's expansion as well. It's kind of safe now. He went for a fast chop to heal everything up. Oh, this water elemental. 2 more shots and it's a kill. Gets it last second. The experience goes to the Lich, of course, for that water elemental. So he rises up to level 2, but is super bruised. And the water elemental spam just continues, and the damage on the statues continues as well.
Yeah, a little sloppy there losing the statue. That was absolutely not necessary. And the AM, he's got so much more mana to use, but now very far forward, slightly out of position. Eats a Nova, no mana for a coil. Wait a minute, there is one. But AM not in kill threshold range. Still above 140. And that was all time for the towers, which are not quite done yet. I would love for HawK to just call militia right now. He's got the lumber anyways, just to make sure these towers come up.
Waiting for a second hero still. Nice save on the footman. The scroll is already running. Towers are at 50%. This base is quite open. Damage to be done there. Mountain King is coming. Will help in this defense where everything is bruised already. First tower down, but the other 2, or at least the 1, will come up.
I think that's a minor mistake by HawK if he had called militia. Oh, the Lich though. He could have saved both these towers, and that may come to cost him actually. That's the thing about human. If you do everything perfectly, it's really good. But it's hard to do everything perfectly, isn't it? Hey, I've got a heal potion now. Using it as well. I would love to get this Fiend, or rather even the Lich. That would be the perfect pickup right now. Doesn't have the boots though, so chasing him down is a little difficult. But he's buying time and space at his expansion, where at the moment there's no pressure anymore.
The Water Elemental was parked here at the trees and got the kill on the Fiend in the end. So 3 supply gone. Thanks to a forgotten Water Elemental, I think. Tier 3 tech on the way.
Supporters coming in. It's where we leave off. I think we had Adro, also Cookie Killer 97, 92. I mean, with the 7 months. Rigorton subbing for the first time, and with a donation as well of 335. Well, I'm so glad I discovered Creepjack. That's how I found out about this channel, and now I'm addicted. Hype for today's games. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much, my man.
Indeed. Of course, I'm gonna be Creepjack later. Depending on how long our games go, I might be a little late there. But you know, our channel more important than the rocket beans, guys. Bye, Elif. Oh, Stormbolt on the Lich. More damage. Coil arrives in time, but that was the last one. There's more Stormbolts.
Yeah, and now he has to decide, like, do I save the Lich, do I save the Fiend? Gonna be difficult to save everything. The MK getting nuked as well, but wise as he is, he brought a heal potion already. Takes out a Fiend, and only with, like, the heroes, basically, and a handful of footies, he is even finding kills of his own, and more importantly, buying time for his tech, because Tier 3 is quickly approaching with all that economy backup that HawK, of course, still has.
True that, and TBC only arriving at Tier 3 now. It's not too much later for HawK here, who also has the workshop up, who gets the first breakers, who gets more upgrades, and fortifying the expansion even more. So HawK is playing it safe, not going for all-ins. He knows he has the big advantage in experience and in economy, so why take any risks here? The strength of the human race unfolds itself at Tier 3 with the Paladin. He has a little bit of an issue with the experience on the Mountain King, but I guess this will be fixed if he creeps the left-hand side of the map.
I love just the couple of breakers thrown in. I hope he doesn't go too heavy on him. But if you have breakers already, you take a lot of strength away from Banshees, which is one of the strongest super late game units that Undead has. In the past it used to be Destroyers, but with all the nerfs coming in, I don't think so much anymore, especially with Flying Machines becoming stronger against them as well. I mean, this is after all the Flying Machine dominated meta, isn't that right, Neo?
Okay, we're at the stage of, like, making fun of each other again. I see. You want me to put the salt in the HawK wound still? Be careful, man. Be careful.
No,
you're vulnerable at the moment.
I'm just joking. Thank you very much, Drilltainment, with the 31 months. Wow, that's a long time. Finally, time again to watch Warcraft 3. Hell yeah. Counter expansion coming up now for TBC. But that's, of course, going to take quite a while, whilst HawK is ramping up. He's already going into upgrade, and I think Flying Machines may have already spotted this. They certainly saw the Undead army. Perhaps not quite the Haunted Goldmine coming up just yet. Hey, I'm basically level 5, dude. Holy crap.
Yeah. He might assume it because there's no Destroyer push. And it should be time for a Destroyer push now, if he's not going for an expansion. And he confirms it with a Water Elemental now. So Knights are coming in, Gyrocopters. He also has a good amount of breakers, which is nice. Here comes the push now. At 50 supplies still, only morphing 1 Destroyer. That should be easily defendable for HawK.
Bolt onto the Lich, trying for the surround. Oh, he almost had it right there, but he squeezes through. Call coming in, and he's stealing all the skeletons. With the control magic coming in, we see this more and more nowadays. Stormbolt once again flying towards the Fiend. Only level 1 Stormbolt, doesn't do that much damage, but now level 5 on the AM. And the Water Elemental is so strong with this. Counter to it, of course, is the Destroyers, but we have decent number of Flying Machines out already. So this AM proving to be a true carry throughout all stages of this game.
Man, I love these skeletons. How much damage would they have done against the Spellbreakers? But now they won't, man. It's quite crazy. And they can't be eaten, of course. A Knight almost falling, surviving with 15. Another coil soaked up, but a Stormbolt. Uh-oh, HawK going for a surround here. This has... Oh, no, not closing
it. Looked like
it.
he had it.
This would have been a TP. But not yet.
And the expansion in the north was cancelled, by the way, with a footy and perhaps a Water Elemental, I don't know.
Yes.
But anyways, cancelled it was. Now there's even a staff. HawK getting further up in supply, 68 now for him against only 53. Only thing he's lacking is levels, really. MK and Paladin, not too strong, but he's gonna get this super powerful army very soon. And these Water Elementals, man, these crazy ass ones.
Absolutely. 47 average damage or something. Fiends are dying left, right, and center. There's still quite a few gyrocopters. No AoE against them. So the Destroyer constantly has a hard time. While the Paladin was healing stuff basically everywhere. I think 2 Spellbreakers survived because of that. Archmage is still such a beast. Has a staff now. And I like how HawK is never going low on consumables. He has heal potions all the time. He even has an Invo potion now. Playing this careful is the absolute right way to do.
Yeah. And this is like... I know if HawK used to play this always, but this seems to be the new confidence of HawK. Just like drag out the game, go super late on 2 bases, and you know, bite your time, and in the end have like a super strong army and just, you know, chill. Don't overextend, don't risk too much, just take it late and then you're gonna have a good time. This is how he found lots of success at the Legendary Cup, especially against Night Elf, where only in the end Happy could stop HawK. HawK getting 2nd place there in the end.
Yeah, no shame in that, obviously. We have a Flute of Accuracy on HawK's side as well, so damage boost for the so strong Water Elementals and the Breakers and the Archmage and the Gyrocopters. So quite a nice find. On the other side, we have a row of the Magi. Lich is happy about that as well, rising up to plus 17. First Abominations are in as well, but Sorceress 3rd attack upgrade for the Knights and more Gyros. I think HawK's army, Claws of Attack plus 12, even more damage for the Archmage. HawK's army is quite well, like, rounded. He's not overshooting on gyros. He's not going too heavy on ground. The only thing that could really threaten him are Mass Destroyers, I guess, or maybe even Banshees, but there's no chance for TBC to go that far.
He has a good number of flying machines out already. I'd like to see HawK perhaps deny off some peasants. He doesn't need that many anymore and just go to this perfect army. He's flying in now, going for the DK first. TP out before the Stormbolt connects. Saves his first hero that way. All the statues left behind though. If the sorcerers should get into range, this would be costly losses, but he's fine.
Human hero levels now, pretty crazy. 533, level 2 Holy Light, level 2 Stormbolt, all those nice upgrades. The Archmage, man, plus 26 damage. That's surreal. Yeah.
And he's got finally the good hero levels. He's got level 3 Paladin, level 3 MK, this massive army. Of course, still the economic advantage in the back of it. And now he's moving across aggressively, trying to finish off this game.
The one weakness is the Archmage. Only a Town Portal on him. No potion, no staff on the other heroes. The other heroes have their potions, but okay. 80 supply against not even 50. On paper, this is such an easy thing for HawK to do now to get map number 1. But if he's not careful about his heroes, this could swing around because DK Lich is quite a strong combo. We know that for a long time. So Paladin is gone. No more healing.
That was a big loss, but TBC is suffering many losses of his own, and HawK can afford these. TBC probably cannot. The Lich, last second transfer of the Invul keeps him alive, but the expansion will be destroyed by these Water Elementals basically by themselves, and we don't have too much gold left in the mine. Paladin is coming back, and outside of the Paladin, there was like barely anything left right there. I like the adding in of sorceresses later on as well. He has the answer to destroyers already. HawK seems certainly to be winning this game.
Going for a surround now. Coil saves him, but TBC taps out and HawK wins game number 1 after a disastrous start for TBC, where the Archmage reached up to level 3 in like, what was it, 3 minutes or something. Those creep steals won him the game. The mana potion was a nice boost as well. And from that moment on, it's so hard for TBC to come back if you don't get the levels and start hero focusing yourself. Basically,
when HawK tried to go for the Slaughterhouse, and it turned out to be a bit of an overextension, kind of wasted 5-6 footmen away. It was like, oh, this could be dangerous now with the Fiend push coming in, destroying the towers. But great use of Militia, early Shredder, towers, very light on towers as well, right? He had a total of like only 4, 5, maybe 6 towers, which is not too much at all. Just getting to that tier 3, in quotes, perfect army pretty quickly. Well done.
And tier 3 was delayed for TBC, so he did not have a solution really for the Water Elementals. And with that high intelligence, he was just spamming them. It was crazy. Thank you, Forga, for the sub. 20 month already, saying denen, 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 deren, denen. Thank you very much.
Ah, okay, now I get it. That's a complicated sentence. Thank you very much also to Raziel TK for the 2 months. Much appreciated, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, for you, it's going to be quite a marathon in the upcoming days. Tomorrow, I'm still with you, but Saturday and Sunday, man, Remo on his own.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of content there. WCG Ukraine, WCG USA, WCG Russia, and W3IL. I hope everything
Remo
goes
solo
well.
cast, man. It's been a while. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to have... Wait, what's going on in the game?
That's kind of a new feature that it's all blinking.
Okay, kind of weird. Yeah, anyways, looking forward to it. Gonna have some Glühwein before. Good old times. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but it's gonna be Remo solo show. I think this is bugged right here. The countdown. You see this?
Yeah, the countdown goes from 5 to 4. Ah, now it is. Maybe you can't change anything? Like 5, 4, 3. Now. Maybe one player wasn't ready or something. I don't know. That was kind of weird. 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1.
Apparently it resets when somebody moves in the lobby. Okay, that's kind of weird. Did you move, Neo? Was it your fault?
No.
No.
I didn't do
So,
anything.
that wasn't your fault, but your fault was your horrible prediction. You said this was going to be a super close game. Map number 1, Neo. How were you so wrong?
How can one predict an early game like that?
But HawK is an outstanding player, Neo. Outstanding, I tell you.
Alright, let's see if this continues on map number 2 as well. Maybe you're too much of a big mouth already. And I can punish you right after. But, of course, we are kind of glad that this is the 1-0 for the human, for the Russian. Here we go, map number 2 is Last Refuge.
So, I think HawK is looking very confident and strong at the moment, but he's a little predictable as well. I feel like HawK will almost always try to go fast expansion against Night Elf and against Undead both, as long as it's even remotely possible. So, Concealed Hill versus Night Elf, for example, perhaps not. But he's gonna go fast expansion here as well. I'm gonna bet everything on it that I have, and I'm gonna stand by that. Question is, though, which creep route to start it off with. It's really fashionable at the moment to go for the Merc Camp first. You think he's gonna do that?
I was about to ask the same question. Too bad you took it away from me. I would say he's going for it. I think playing it a little more standard, a little more careful, is his thing to go now after the super aggression builds that he had, especially on this map. But he seemed to love to irritate the golems, and you can do that here quite nicely and get a little bit more damage and heal and dispel and everything. It's good.
At the Legendary Cup, he played here against Ente and started off with that creep route as well, with the Merc Camp first, where Ente stole the Robe of the Magi, and that certainly was a big impact for the early game. And later on, HawK proceeded to try to go for the Naga strat, which he still was convinced is not a bad strategy. Hopefully he has reconsidered that opinion. So I would think he would go for it here as well. It is a little bit risky though. If the DK comes in with a perfect harass and God forbid gets the Shadow Priest as well, this can become dangerous.
Indeed. I have a little question for chat. Are the sound levels okay? Because for me it's all a little quiet. And it seems a little bit imbalanced. So if the game sound is too loud or Remo is not loud enough, please let us know. We will fix it as soon as we can. So, creeps gone. High Priest sniped. Sound is totally fine. Okay, thank you guys. So this is gonna be level 2. And the DK is not rushing over at all.
Oh my god, this early game is horrible for the DK already. He did not go for an Acolyte Scout, so he doesn't know what's going on, which is very unusual with a Tetsuin build. Or usually always go for Acolyte Scout to try to punch exactly moves like these. Then he tried to go for the Skeletons to try to creep a camp himself, but one of the Skeletons got ensnared, so he couldn't even do that. So now he says, okay, if I can't creep, I guess now then I go to harass, but he can't even steal a single creep. This early game again is awful for the Undead.
Dispel against the skeleton, so there isn't enough damage to kill the Shadow Priest to heal them up. He's now above the threshold, but here comes Frostmourne and Coil to make up for that. But a lot of mana already invested for 40 experience. That's nothing.
Exactly.
No damage to economy, no damage to workers. Looking pretty good for HawK here.
He's taking the next green camp. That's going to be more than 2.5 already for him. So he can go over to the natural, and even if he gives up like 2 creeps, he's still basically going to be level 3. Waiting for the militia here to gather enough lumber, and then it's going to be expansion time again. And what does TBC have against this? TBC needs to get the big ogre.
Yeah.
And needs to get a couple of peasants after. Otherwise, this early game is, yeah, absolutely horrible. Look at this AM. Dude, he's basically level 3.
Yeah, HawK
again.
Really smart today, leveling up quite a bit. We have another sub here. SFTO Bensky for the 2-1-3 sub. Keep up the good work. Less than 3. We will. Less than 3. So Wind of Illusion can be nice, but TBC is still busy creeping here while HawK is starting this. And as he pointed out, he needs the Magi. Level 3 is there. Level 2 Waterlements are here. Okay, is he in time for the coil? Yes, he is. So at least he got Aura.
That was so important. That was actually so important. He couldn't continue creeping after this. He didn't have skeletons anymore. Weird timing for the DK to come in, so HawK was caught a little bit off guard. I think he thought it was an illusion. Like, he clicked on the inventory, and there was illusions in there, so he thought, that's not the real DK. You know, it's only him showing up, going way deep into the camp. But it actually was the real one, so early game somewhat salvaged. But the AM is still level 3. There were no peasants killed at all. HawK is getting up the expansion. The tech for the undead is, I guess, fairly fast. But no footies died. Only one single mercenary died. We have Berserker support already. And the AM once again continuing to creep. If he gets level 4 once more, there's going to be endless water limits.
Yeah, good points there. The amount of footmen make it so hard for TBC to push this soon. I mean, he doesn't have the resource at the moment to go for defend, but if he gets defend before the next push is coming with Lich and Fiends, then there's basically no damage to be done. If
like
you're not
actually
investing a lot of mana.
Wouldn't have minded for the AM to be aggressive here. Like, creeping to level 4 seems to be a priority for HawK. Of course, also creeping close to his expansion keeps that expansion safe. But a Slaughterhouse cancel is always a big deal against Undead. He almost got it the last game. But this time around, seems like it's not going to be getting cancelled, despite its very unfortunate positioning as far as the Undead's concerned. This could have easily been cancelled. And the DK would love to see some more experience. Gets it as well.
Man, this was a little sloppy by HawK, and another kill somewhere on the map. This is level 3 all of a sudden, like half a level of a jump. And he prevents the Archmage from level 3. This wasn't too good, as he said, a little careless maybe. Slaughterhouse comes through, tier 3 is on the way. But on the other side, expansion is safe. No tech yet. Oh, he's super low on lumber. Because he started the tech now. So all
in
fine.
those last hit battles, though, we have to give him a bit of a break, I think, because that's really hard to do on high ping. And of course, the Undead has the way lower ping here playing on NetEase. If that was Battle.net, that would have been easier to achieve. But yeah, still not playing around it as perfectly as perhaps he could have done. And yeah, those 2 steals meant a level 3 on the DK. If that wasn't the case, the Berserker wouldn't have been taken. That would mean that it would be harder now to take out this Ogre Magi camp. So, you know, it's all little bits here and there that add up over time.
And yeah, this prevents level 4, of course. Lich is already a little low. Fiend as well. And HawK is storming in. And snared Fiend. Can he get us around? Not really. Might lose a footy in the process and can't reach with Water Elemental and Archmage. Speaking of Archmage, quite low here. Catches another Nova. Does he want to use the coil offensively? No. Saves the Lich with it, of course, to get more damage in long term. Maybe even another coil. Fiend is a little brave now, attacking the old man on the horse. And there's almost another Nova. HawK has to be so careful now.
He's buying a lot of time. Ideally, with a move out like this, you want to have towers finishing up on the other side of the map. He's got scout towers, but only now making them into guard towers. Was a little asleep with this, so he needs to buy like 1 more minute of time. Hope that the Undead TBC doesn't move across right now, but seems like TBC is actually still busy creeping up a little bit, waiting for his tier 3. And when these 3 towers finish at the expansion, it's going to be very hard to crack this one. Towers also coming up in the main, but yeah, the tech for HawK, with his heavy creeping early on, doesn't seem too fast at all.
There's a coil soon. This forces HawK into a town portal. Can he get more steals off? No, TBC got it. And he caught up with Archmage experience now without taking his own mercenary camp. That's quite a big one for him to take later. But yeah, the push is not coming. I kind of like HawK's decision to force a fight the beginning of the mid game when the Undead isn't too strong to make him not waste, but use all his mana. So so the follow-up is quite hard for TBC as long as the statues did not regenerate all that mana. But the push is coming and the base a little bit exposed.
Yeah, HawK is here with the army though. Very important to have the footies in position right now to buy time for those towers. AM is still a little scary for him. Doesn't have a TP, doesn't have an invul. This Belt of Giant Strength though makes him actually quite a bit more tanky than the health bar might suggest. Eats the Nova, dropping lower. Should really have gone for Shadow Priest. Forgot about that one, unfortunately. But the footies with Defend are holding their ground the way they're supposed to. But I don't think HawK has the time here, the freedom to rush tier 3. He needs to get out some tier 2 stuff.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially Breakers would be nice again. Repair is a little too late right before the tower finishes. That would have been the perfect position to just camp and hold on, and the tower supports you, but not possible. And more experience is coming in thanks to the donated water elementals.
And he just spams tier 3. Like tier 2 finishes, boom. Tier 3 right in TBC's face. So HawK is still feeling confident just with his footies that he has out now. We have one Sanctum coming up at the expansion and the MK to be coming out soon here as well. But these footies won't stand for too much longer, especially now with the Destroyer coming in.
Yeah. Militia support is needed. Both at around 50, but a few units for HawK to die here. Is he building something at the main? Oh, TBC uses the coil last second to save that fiend. Footmen are kind of bruised. There's no shop for HawK in his main, all at the expansion. So Mountain King is in now to help against the fiends.
Breakers are going to help. We have the first one coming out now. Workshop coming out up at the expansion as well. HawK is a little bit low on lumber here. Has to struggle with his resources. Taking out the altar though isn't going to do too much, however. Taking out the towers, okay, but still the economy is rolling. HawK buying a bit more time here and there. Would love to get this statue. Oh, the AM getting very greedy for this kill though. Wasn't looking for a second. Has to be careful about this. Doesn't have a TP anymore.
Tier 3 at 50%. TBC, of course, already at level 3. Maybe you should go for a few units here to get level 3 on the Lich, but it's not that easy as it sounds. So tower gone again. There we go. That's level 3 for him. And more kills. Level 4 on the DK as well. Damn, he out-leveled him so hard.
Again. He's trying for those surrounds, but he's just not getting them. There's gonna be one more coil for the Lich. The DK has more mana with the regen from the statue at the back. Lich still dropping lower. Invul will have to be popped, and that he will do. Keep the Lich alive. But there's barely any standing army here. The Acolyte even coming in for the repair of this low HP statue. And HawK seems to be struggling now in this game.
Oh boy, can he break the base? There was a lot of workers dying. No Shredder this time, if I saw this correctly. Mountain King a little too far away from that Lich, and there's almost another coil. Is he nuking now? No, just diving for the statue, which is a nice addition. Destroyer upgrade is finished, so the water elementals aren't too powerful anymore. And yeah, the experience. When HawK was level 3, the Death Knight was level 2.5. Oh, Stormbolt. Coil. Was level 2.5, and now, look at it, level 4.3, and the Archmage is still on 3.5.
Yeah, HawK just needs to spend his money now. He's got quite a bit of gold, actually. Sanctum, Barracks, Altar all need to be spinning. Especially the Altar here needs to come up.
Yeah.
Needs to survive for this Paladin.
Ooh,
this could have also been started a lot sooner. HawK is a little bit slow with his macro here, and he's going to lose his Altar.
And that means no healing. Destroyer will be taken care of by the Archmage and Gyro soon. Still his main base is suffering. And once again, smart play by TBC to not blindly go for the expansion, but identifying that the base is vulnerable. But now the Gyros are in. The Destroyer is hurting, and you want to keep the Destroyer alive. You want to keep the Lich alive and everything else. Oh, did Knight just fall? No, it was just more workers.
He forgot about Web, as it seems, and it's lagging for me right now.
Alright, another Breaker falls. More Militia being called. He has to win this fight somehow. Archmage exposed, but no mana anymore. No coil to save that fiend either. And the Knights are coming out, who can chase these fiends a little easier than Breakers can. But still a tough spot for HawK. He's gaining momentum, at least a little, I feel. Needs to get the altar back. Is it back? Yes, it is. And 75% on the Paladin. Healing now. The most important thing. Losing a few gyros, but that's fine. Mountain King in the back. One more Stormbolt and is exposed now. Where can he go? Everything is blocked, so he has to distract with a vulnerable army here. Everything is bruised, Knight and Archmage, but he can't move any destroyers, so maybe Watermans are the thing to save him here. Mountain King in trouble, but Paladin is here for the Holy Light. No nuke anymore. Man, this is a game of the knife's edge.
Yeah, both sides struggling with the mana. It's kind of all about mana and about healing. AM though dropping lower still. He's in focus, not being moved. HawK, your first hero! Your first hero! He heals the Water Elemental! Misclick with the Holy Light, but AM just barely gets away. Somehow, he's walking back in for the next Holy Light, but that was the last of those Holy Lights.
Man, having a shop here would have been so good, but he's gaining momentum on the ground again. Fiends are falling. Mass Dispel, though, and now a lot of mana on the Destroyers. More damage on this Archmage. If there's one nuke, he dead.
He did. Mass Destroyers now take out those Knights and Towers pretty effectively, but there's an obvious counter to them, which is Gyrocopters. Undead heroes, though, crazy. 5 and 4 now. TBC doesn't like to play a third hero. Very much so, unlike basically every other undead.
More mana on this Lich. One Brave Knight distracting, but yeah, base is wiped out. No additional income anymore. Knight was most likely a miss rally. Aiming for a big consumable here now. It's the Invo Potion. Still weak leveled, especially on the Mountain King, but HawK's now going heavy on Gyros with double Workshop.
Thank you very much. SFTO Bensky with the 2 months says, keep up the good work. And TZ with the €5. I consumed so much content of you in the last months that I think it is time for a donation. Please keep up your motivation, guys. Hell yeah, we will.
Thank you.
So this was not the perfect situation for HawK by any means, but it took basically morphing Mass Destroyers. So I think HawK is still in this. He just needs to get out 10, 12, maybe a few more flying machines.
Yes.
And then he should win up a straight-up engagement fairly easily. Because there's no easy transition out of these destroyers. Obviously, the undead is on one base. He's in upkeep. He doesn't have mass resources to suddenly go into, I don't know, Banshees. Lots of them with A-bombs or whatever. So he's going to be stuck on those destroyers for a long time. And without mana, they're really not very good fighters.
True, but he's going for a Dreadlord for, I can only imagine, Carrion Swarm to deal with those gyros. There's also plenty of stuff to kill at his side of the base, or of the map. There's his Mercenary, there's the Laboratory, kind of the red spot on the upper left. And HawK's not in a position to interfere with this, I think. So there should be good levels, even on the Dreadlord.
Double Workshop production, though, and the Flak Hands upgrade is about to finish. We have around 10 flying machines. Is he going to take the fight already? He could, once again, sacrifice his main here. HawK could wait for more flying machines. Or does he want to go in? That Carrion Swarm is only level 1, but with enough of them, can be pretty strong against those gyros.
Trying to intercept the reinforcements, which is nice. With Web, of course, healing is done. But there's no mana on the Destroyer, so the only valid solution is like Web and right clicks and the little Carrion Swarm. We have it? No, we have Sleep, so we have basically no solution against these gyros, and not enough Web either. First one down, second one, like 2 Destroyers suffering at the same time. Sleep again on this Archmage, but the Dreadlord falls instantly, and more Destroyers, man. TBC is losing so much supply.
Yeah, there you could see flying machines, the perfect counter to Destroyers. It was like 25 supply against against only 12. Gyros being the 12, but it's easy fight because, well, they're so good against Destroyers. I think even with Carrion Swarm, he wouldn't have a chance.
Nah, me neither. Was too low. I'm not a fan of the push with level 1 Dreadlord. He needs levels. And there would have been a chance to get the levels, I think. You can still harass a little in the main to deny that mining like he's doing now. Close to level 5, so never underestimate the nuke potential of an undead base. An undead tri-hero of an undead base. Oh yeah, Coil Nova with the Necropolis
those scary Coil Novas from the Black Citadel. How many times have we seen it?
Played too many custom games.
Is he actually killing the castle here? HawK has to come back for his main. This is a lot of normal damage. This is a hell of a lot of normal damage.
It's also 2,750 HP with 1 masonry upgrade, so HawK is calculating this nicely and got a lot of time in a fire now. Stolen, I think, from some creeps. But the main army isn't there. The main army basically is flying machines without any targets.
Yeah.
Coil Nova on this Archmage now. Once again, staff is on him. There's a health stone. Counter focus on the Lich now to provoke the next coil ending up. Oh my god. What was this? The Invo Potion on the Lich. Another nuke on the Archmage. This is
Transfer
the weakness.
TP.
Oh, sleep maybe. There's no heal. Archmage dies, the coil arrives, but the Death Knight falls as well to a Holy Light. Slaughter at HawK's base now.
Next sleep to prevent the next Stormbolt from the MK. He doesn't quite have the mana for it, actually. Sleep wears off. One statue already taken out. Finally, the flying machines can attack the ground as well with their land bomb upgrades. For a bit of siege damage, trying to block the Dreadlord here. Only level 1 hero, but the hero kill is still nice. Doesn't quite get it off, but he's gonna have the Stormbolt in 10 seconds. But here comes the DK. That should get him back to safety.
So
he
I
had
guess
a TP on the Death Knight. Was he stunned? No! He got Holy Lighted to death.
Yeah.
He could have saved the Death Knight.
Didn't expect that Holy Light to come in, I guess. Still no counter expansion for TBC, and main gold mines are at 1,200, so he has to make it work somehow. HawK at 3,500.
A player's forces are under
But
attack.
Avon here is going to be a big loss as well. Won't be making it out.
One of the wins, more disable on the undead side. Especially good against the undivine shielded paladin to prevent the healing and then go for a nuke.
Paladin MK though very close to level 4 now, especially a big deal for the Pally. Could creep that if he wants to. AM is gonna be back very soon as well. How much slaughter has there been in this human main?
Yeah. So much.
He is more than 2,000 gold behind.
But you know, like the expansion has less gold than the main.
Oh, hey, wait a minute, that's true. He has to re-expand. Does he have the money for it? Not really. Wow, this game is actually not over. How crazy.
Mana potion on the DK. Invo potion on the Lich. And now we have Carrion Swarm. Oh. HawK caught here. Still without the Archmage in this fight. The army is not looking too good. Still, a lot of the supply is flying machines going for the Dreadlord. There are coils, as we know. One of the wind being used in the Paladin to maybe go for a counter focus, but not happening at the moment. One of the wind again. No real disable, but the Lich is surrounded.
MK out of mana though, he's not too scary anymore. Lich still holding on to that invul. He's trying to fight his way out against the Knight, and he's gonna be able to. Gets out of there with the Nova, still using the invul in the end. AM, he's the vulnerable piece of this army. HawK has to be careful about his first hero, excuse me. Nova coming in, but the Holy Light! Last second. He's still slowed. Level 3 Nova, so insane. Something transferred. The Hellstone.
So sweet. This fight by HawK, really well done. Lich is on the silver platter now. Town Portal swap. Can TBC get some kills? One, and not the second one. Whoo, that was too close to comfort.
And mains now expired. Haunted Goldmine being unsummoned. What does TBC do with his last bit of money? More army, go all in again, or expand?
He could expand, but gyros are already there. He is not pulling the acolytes to his main army. And he has the resources for an expansion. So he could try it.
Again, Divine Shield here on the level 4 Paladin is going to last a long time. Death Knight in focus, so is the AM though. Has to go for his own invulnerability. Invul's here, the name of the game right now. MK slept, but only for so long. The Dreadlord out of mana now. The DK still has to run. Stormbolt connects. Holy Light. DK dead again. And that has to be it. The Lich, he's so slow now without the aura. He would have died soon after. GG. And the 2-0 for HawK.
Yeah, man. HawK in the semifinals. One of his best results in Chinese Cups. Looks like he's getting more and more comfortable with the long life ping or with whatever it was. HawK still, despite the big harass the main with a 6,000 gold lead, and that paid off heavily. Experience-wise, the Undead was a little ahead, but the required levels were there anyway for the human, and lots of hero focus, lots of crazy fights, but good performance by HawK in the end. Could have been a little more one-sided, I feel, but TBC had a strong early mid-game with all those steals, pushing HawK back, had a good push into his main when there were no towers, did some damage there, but in the end, human tier 3 Very well played by the Russian, who is in the top 4 now.
Yeah, congrats to him. He will be waiting for his next opponent tomorrow, who's going to be either Schuck from Russia or Life. It's going to be our next game coming up here. Another best of 3 to determine the next semifinalist.
True that. We sent you into a small commercial break. Check out the links in the stream description for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, ways to support us, shop, donations, Amazon links, all that good stuff. Check it out. We'll be right back with Schuck versus Life.